Hey Virgo, this is a friendly reminder to just hit like, subscribe, and that bell notification. Not only does this help this channel more than I can possibly explain, it also allows me to get these messages out to all of you and make sure that you see them. So hit those buttons. Really appreciate all the support. While I was connecting with the energy for you, Virgo, I actually did see a drop of water kind of rippling onto this watery surface. And what this really felt like to me was the ripple effect. And that felt like something that was really important to discuss or just kind of mention, because the ripple effect is basically how a small action or event has profound implications, or there is something that is being cast out. And I feel like you, Virgo, are really sharing something, or maybe you are kind of second guessing yourself, your own impact. And it's important that you recognize the things you put out aren't always going to be immediate. You're not always going to get that immediate feedback. Maybe you yourself are also receiving the ripples of other people around you or your own past actions. But I don't want this to scare people because this actually feels quite positive. The image was quite peaceful. The energy just felt very aligned, and kind of recognizing how a little bit can go a long way. So that's actually pretty good if you ask me. I did also pull a couple of animal cards. We will get into the tarot in just a moment. I was honestly expecting the dragonfly to come out, and the reason why is because I often do think of dragonflies as kind of that surface of water, that pond. Is it scattered? Is it rippling? Or is it clear and reflective? That might just be something to kind of keep in mind as well. Maybe your own emotions and thoughts are kind of unsettling one another, because that is what dragonfly really represents. It's this relationship between the air and water element. And so it's important to recognize how your emotions can be affecting your thoughts and how your thoughts can be affecting your emotions, and really finding that clarity, that stillness. Of course, dragonfly does also indicate sudden changes in direction. So there might be a new or unexpected chapter for some of you, and dragonfly can be a good energy for kind of that pivot moment or when you need to change or mix things up. Dragonflies also have very intricate compound eyes. They're able to see the world from lots of different perspectives and angles. So it feels like there is a lot with perspective that is happening right now, and maybe seeing what you are doing in a different light. I did also get the raccoon. And this is kind of interesting because sometimes with the raccoon, there is a bit of a mask, or there is a bit of an identity crisis that comes up. A lot of the time, especially being connected with Earth, raccoon energy can almost signify being too identified with your career or your work or what it is that you do on a physical or tangible level, and maybe even needing to shake things up, try something new, trying a new craft, or even, do people see me the way they really, or am I seen the way I really am? Almost like imposter syndrome is what I'm actually getting. Some of you might be dealing with imposter syndrome, and it's important to just see that you do have an impact, you do have something of value that matters, and it affects people, even if you don't always see it in the moment. And so that might be coming up in relationships, that might be coming up in work. These are general messages, so just keep all of that in mind. Now, I am going to shuffle the tarot cards for you, and again, these are general messages, so make sure that you're using your own intuition and discernment to figure out what applies to your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else, as well as how these messages might apply. You may also notice that some of these messages might be for somebody else you are connecting with, regardless of placements, but of course you are welcome to watch this video if you are a Virgo sun, moon, rising, or really whatever. It doesn't matter too much. This is a timeless reading, so allow these messages to reach you whenever they find you. And of course, you're more than welcome to check out the other videos on my channel as well. So what do we have for Virgo? What are the energies for Virgo at this time? Show us clearly, please. And even though this is a timeless message, I do just want to say that at the time of recording, we are about to turn into Mercury retrograde. So maybe there is some unexpected changes or turns or unexpected pivots that are happening. I'm going to also be really honest with you, Virgo. This is the third time I've tried recording your reading, And so maybe you are kind of in this hypercritical mode, or you feel like you're not getting your point across very clearly. It could feel a little scattered right now. So that might be why it's important to kind of find that settledness, that centeredness. Interesting. We do actually have the Six of Cups and the Ace of Wands. The Six of Cups is actually showing up in reverse. And it's kind of interesting to see it from this card because these roots are up in the air. So it kind of is like getting to the root of something, getting to the heart of something. But I actually see this for a lot of you, that maybe you've kind of been in this energy of needing something new and something different. Really makes sense with this raccoon energy that we were just talking about. Especially with people who have known you for a long time or work you have been in for a long time. It feels like there is some sort of new spark, or at least you are craving some sort of passion. Maybe you're trying to reconnect with a passion that you once had in the past. But maybe that is something that you have lost. So interesting to kind of see this combination here. It does feel like there is this fresh energy and maybe even letting go of something from the past or trying to reconnect with it in a different way. Because I don't think there is a moving backwards for you. If you've been feeling really nostalgic or you're trying to get back to something, I don't think you're going to get back to it the way that you had arrived to it at one point, at the very least. And maybe you're being called to go in a new direction. What else do we have for Virgo? Show us clearly, please. Yeah, we have this Ace of Cups. For some of you, this could be talking about your relationships. This could be a new relationship. Or finding new passion in an existing relationship. And I don't want to focus on this too much, but I do know psychologically when you are dating someone, there are a lot of anecdotes and research that if you see your partner in a new situation, that can really increase attraction to that person as well. So seeing someone in an unfamiliar situation, maybe that applies to some of you. Maybe that's something to try, to just do new things with your partner if you are in a relationship. But I really feel like for a lot of you, this actually could just be signifying a brand new person. And maybe even some new passion or something that feels like it fulfills your heart. You're really reconnecting with your heart, Virgo. And I don't think you're doing that by going back to the past, because I think you see the past as it is. Maybe there was something that was flawed or something that wasn't totally aligned. It feels like it's time for something different. It's time to open yourself and your heart up to the new. Where did that card just go? Okay. Interesting. So we have the Hierophant in reverse with the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Now, Hierophant in reverse is actually kind of interesting because upright, this is a card of traditions. It's a card of what is familiar and hierarchy and institutions. And when this card shows up in reverse, it's kind of turning all of that on its head. And there really could be some unexpected surprises in store for you at this time, Virgo, really in the next month or so, or even sooner, or maybe even right now. You might also be going through kind of a crisis of faith. Maybe you are changing your perspective or your belief system is shifting right now. But it feels good. It feels like you have a more authentic relationship with spirituality or with your heart, with what really matters to you. And it feels like it's kind of necessary to, again, like almost be a little reverent, a little out with the old, in with the new is something that seems important. And this Five of Pentacles is also interesting. I am actually reading this as some of you getting out of a period of instability or lack of support. Maybe there was someone who you thought would support you, or a group of people who you thought would support you who actually did not. This could actually be talking about a group of people, and maybe there's something that happened where you realize they didn't actually share the same values that you thought you shared with them. So that's kind of interesting. But again, I almost feel like this is kind of on the cusp of a new relationship as well. It does feel like there is someone or something new with this Ace of Cups. Can we actually get a little more clarity? Why is the Ace of Cups here? Wow. Yeah, brand new energy, the Fool. This could just be a new lease on life or taking a risk. I almost feel like some of you are meeting somebody who's helping you change your life. Like all of a sudden, there is a change. And this person, it's almost like they've been sent by the universe to shake you up, to be that ripple effect. And this person might not even seem like anything super significant at the time, but they have a profound impact on you. And for some of you, maybe this grows into something more. Maybe this is a new romantic relationship. But I almost think that's not even what's really important about this person. The universe is delivering someone to shake things up, to shake up your foundations, to get you out of your comfort zone, or to step more into something unknown or new. Because I feel like some of you have been unhappy for a while or unfulfilled. And we have the Strength card. Really, really beautiful energy. I'm also just noticing the infinity symbol, or the 8, on this Strength card. And at the time of this recording, we are about a week away from the Lion's Gate, or the 8-8 portal, August 8th. That could be a really powerful time for manifestation. And the number 8 really can signify overcoming things. And so it can actually be sort of a double-edged sword. Sometimes 8, especially if you have it as like a life number or personality number in numerology, it can make you seem very capable, very strong. And so sometimes people just throw stuff on you. They give you things, they give you challenges, because that's like, that 8 person, they can take it. Or this won't be a big deal to this 8 person, but there is a lot of power that comes with that as well. And so I don't want that to feel like a burden. Strength does speak of this emotional and spiritual composure. And so maybe with those ripples, finding that centeredness, finding the pause between them, finding the clarity, and ultimately centering your energy. And also being strong enough to be vulnerable, to open yourself up again to mistakes. Because I think that's something that's kind of gotten you stuck, Virgo, is like, you've not wanted to fail or mess up. And it's almost like important that you scrape your knees a little bit. Life is messy. It's messy. And we can try to change that. We can try to avoid that. Or we might even find the fun in it a little bit. And feel alive in that process. And for those of you who's had like low energy and just feels like you've been burnt out, it might feel like too big or too insurmountable, but actually, I think that's the thing that energizes you. That's the thing that's important. That's the thing that's missing. Is being more open, being more raw, saying what you're feeling. And maybe, again, maybe you are this Hierophant in reverse. Maybe you are shocking people or surprising people too. But I really feel like there is a relationship. I actually do want to pull what's going on in your love life. What is happening in Virgo's love life? Show us clearly, please. Okay. Interesting. So we do have the King or Father of Cups with the 7 of Pentacles. Very mature energy at foot. Maybe some of you are connecting with a water sign. Scorpio, could also be Cancer or Pisces. And you might be taking stock of things in relationships, especially those of you who are in a relationship with a water sign. Seven of Pentacles is kind of seeing how far you've come and making an assessment. There is some like payoff, or the fruits of your labor are starting to show themselves, but there's still harvest that needs to take place. Like, you're not done. The work isn't done, but you may be seeing how things are changing for you. And maybe for some of you, this means you've been doing emotional healing, and you're seeing how this is changing for you. Although what I'm actually getting intuitively is that some of you are almost like in this stage where you've been so focused on healing and kind of improvement or self-improvement, you've almost fallen into what I call the healer trap or the healing trap, where you're always looking out for what's wrong with you, or trying to almost outsmart yourself, like play a chess game with yourself. And again, with this Hierophant in reverse, I feel like some of you are like, you know what? I'm going to just live my life. And I am worthy of that where I am. You are lovable as you are. That is something I am getting. And that's something that's important to say. We do have the Three of Pentacles as well. Some of you might be meeting someone at a work event or some sort of workspace, or maybe you're working on something, because the Three of Pentacles often speaks of people working together or coming together to work on a project. Maybe this is social activism or volunteer work as well. That's something I'm actually getting. Maybe you are meeting someone out there by doing what you believe in, standing up for what you believe in. Anything else for love and relationships? Ooh, a lot of different cards. I will take these. We do have the Ace of Swords with the Ten of Wands in reverse. There's a lot of like simplification that is happening right now, and I do feel like this is impacting your relationships. The Ten of Pentacles upright is often like a burden that we are taking on ourselves, and in reverse, it's like it's either hit a breaking point or we have decided I can't take this anymore. Like, either way, I'm getting this energy of simplification with these two. And it feels like you are seeking out relationships where it's someone can actually hold up their end and maybe even support you, have that kind of exchange with you. I do have Justice here as well, so we also have Libra energy, but this is all about balance. I feel like you're done trying to make relationships work that aren't meant for you or that aren't compatible with you. And I feel like a lot of you are actually coming into relationships that are very balanced, very honest, very direct. Maybe some of you are walking away from somebody if the energy has been very one-sided, or you're just putting in way more effort than this other person. Especially if this person is saying things like they're busy with work or they don't have time, and it's like, while those things can be true, if that's like kind of a recurring thing, it just feels like they're not worth your time, Virgo. And that could apply romantically, but that could also apply to other relationships as well. I know I've said a lot of zodiac signs, but we do also have the King of Wands as well, which is, interestingly, Leo energy. Can also be Aries or Sagittarius. But I only find that interesting because we are, at the time of this recording, in Leo season. And Mercury, your ruling planet, is actually going to be retrograding in Leo for a good portion of August. Again, this might not apply astrologically, so just take the message. It feels like you are very focused on your subconscious mind and patterns and belief systems, and that could be coming up in your relationships as well. What are the ways that you try to compensate? Because I feel like you don't feel worthy in love as you are, Virgo. And so you almost line up with these relationships where it's like you have to heal this person or you have to show up in a bigger way. But you almost end up overcompensating or doing too much. And I feel like you really want to stand in your own power right now. And you don't want to hold things back either. Some of you could also just be really busy working on something that you are passionate about. And maybe there is someone in your life who's just not getting it, and maybe you're distancing yourself from that person. That's also possible. But it feels like you need to simplify things in your life right now. You need to make space. You need to clear things out. And obviously, this is a general reading. It's going to look different for each of you. Some of you might be clearing space for a new relationship. Some of you might kind of be letting go of relationships right now to focus on other things. I could really see this going either way. But I feel like for the majority of you, there is someone you're letting go of. And I almost wonder if there's kind of someone you're meeting who, it doesn't even have to be like an affair, but it's like you're interested in somebody else, or someone just shows you a kindness, and that changes everything. It makes you realize your value, your worth. What else do we have for Virgo? Anything else? Maybe about finances or purpose? We do have the Page of Swords or Daughter of Swords. You're definitely in a learning phase right now, and maybe even learning as you're going. And I feel like you're taking in a lot of information very quickly. Maybe you're networking with people, because Page of Swords is someone who's kind of on the go. Page of Swords is very competent. And I think it's interesting with the Page of Swords because it's like you might be taking in a lot of technical knowledge and you're still learning from experience. It's kind of like book smarts. So learning a lot of things, but also learning kind of on a practical level at the same time. We do have the Emperor. Yeah, I feel like some of you are really learning about, honestly, like going into business for yourself or your own business, or how to grow your finances, how to grow for your future. That could also be a focus for you. Some of you might be stepping into a new role and you're learning a lot as you're doing this, and you might be second-guessing yourself. Don't second-guess yourself, Virgo. You are capable of this. Don't undersell yourself, especially if you are looking for a new job or a raise or a promotion. It's important that you know your worth, that you see your contribution, that you see those ripples that you put out there. Because I feel like a lot of you take on a lot to make everyone else feel like things are going smoother. And they might not see just how hard you work. And so it's important that you advocate for yourself and that you feel your worth and value. Because when you feel it, other people feel it too. Anything else for Virgo? We do have Death. So it does feel like, again, there is a letting go. There is something that may not be serving you that you need to surrender in order to move forward, in order to move into something new. What is it that Virgo is letting go of? Interesting. Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles is so interesting for this card because the Page of Pentacles can be someone who feels most comfortable working behind the scenes and is very diligent, is a very hard worker, but again, doesn't always get acknowledged. And honestly, Virgo, I feel like you're kind of stepping into more of a main character energy, and that might be why you're letting go of this. And you might be needing to let go of doing things more slowly and methodically. I honestly feel like some of you are growing very quickly. Maybe there's an ending. Maybe some of you are shuffling because of some sort of ending. And you're starting work yourself. But you got this. You got this, Virgo. Just speaking from experience, everything I've ever done that's felt important and meaningful and deeply rewarding to me was scary to me. It frightened me. It was a risk on some level. And I feel like when it comes to your career or your finances or kind of your purpose or destiny, there's something that might be scaring you, Virgo, and you're trying to get prepared to a point you're just never going to be prepared for until you start doing it anyway. And your energy, it's that impact, it's that ripple, it's that drop. It might seem small, it might seem insignificant, but it is important. You matter. What you put out matters. And it's time to end situations where you're only in them because you don't feel deserving of more. I think that's applying to a lot of things in your life. It kind of feels like there's a bit of a cleansing or a purge. And you're not playing small anymore. You don't need to play small anymore, Virgo. Stop keeping yourself small. That feels like kind of the last message I need to share with you at this time. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you some affirmation, that this revved you up, even if it was a little scary at times. You can find links in the description of this video for my website, where you can book personal readings or distance Reiki sessions, as well as all the other videos on my channel. You can find those and watch those as they appear or as they draw you in. I really encourage you to listen to your intuition there. And of course, if you've made it this far, I'd really appreciate it if you hit like and subscribe, as well as that bell notification. Leave a comment down below. Anything, use those fingers. You have the power. You have a ripple effect on this channel too. And I appreciate each and every one of you more than I can possibly express. So thank you so much. And I will see you all next time. Take care, Virgo, and stay blessed.